So now that I have the smoked tail lights, there's one piece that's really going to put this rear end together, and that's the smoked middle bumper light. So I've picked up this, the Vland smoked rear bumper light, and we're going to turn it into a DRL. Let's go. So from factory, these lights come with the fog and the DRL as one unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to split them so we can use the DRL as an actual running light. Also from factory, these lights come with a spare red cable, which can be used as a third brake light, which flashes whenever you press the brake. We're going to rewire this so that this can be used as a tap for the DRL. To rewire this lighting assembly, you do have to take it apart, so you're going to need a few tools for this. First, you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. Then, you're also going to need a soldering iron and some solder, and some electrical shrink wrap. To start this job, you'll need to use your Phillips head to take out all 10 of the screws on the back. I've taken out most of mine, but once this is done, you can take off the rear, which will expose all of the wiring. Now that the backing is off, we can see all of the wiring. What we want to do is find the red wire and trace it up to where it's connected. On the board, it's actually quite useful. It shows you what each wire is used for. The stop light, which is the brake light, the fog light, and the ground. This green wire here is the positive for the DRL. What we want to do is desolder the connection for the green wire first. Now that the green wire is loose, we want to do the same for this orange and black stop cable. Now that we've desoldered both of the wires, we want to cut the ends off of both of them so that we can twist them together. Now that the connectors have been stripped back a little bit, we're going to put some heat shrink tubing onto the green side, just enough to cover the wires that are exposed. Now, to make sure that these wires don't come undone when I'm driving, I'm going to fan them out a little bit. And push them together. And when they're on, just give them a twist until they pretty much hold each other on. Well, my camera kind of died at the end there, but the wires are together now. All we need to do is solder them together, then we can put the shrink tubing on and put the light back together. The wires are soldered together. We can take the heat shrink tubing and get a little lighter underneath it, just make sure that it's even. Get a lighter and just quickly run the flame underneath it so that it shrinks on. Perfect. Now that the wiring's done, we can start putting the lighting assembly back together. We just want to do everything in reverse, making sure that there aren't any major kinks or anything in the wires. All seems to be fine. And press it all back together. Make sure you push down firmly to make sure that the seal is tight so no water can get in. Now that the rear plate is back on the lighting assembly, we can start putting the screws back in. We need to make sure that all of the screws go in and make sure that they're all evenly tight. Now I've put all of the screws in, they're all fairly loose. I'm going to go back round and make sure that they're all tight. As you can see, I've got the rear fog light on now. The DRL is not running with it, which is a good sign. Let's get the car in reverse and have a look at the reversing lights.
Reverse, come on.
We've had to remove this rubber grommet from the old lighting cables to put it onto the new ones. This is going to stop water getting into the boot while we're driving. To do that, we had to deep in the old connector, slide the rubber grommet off, and then do the same in reverse on the new ones. Now that we've got the grommet taped down and on the new wiring, we're going to pass this through into the boot and get everything connected up. Well, now that all of the wiring is done, I think it's time that we actually get the light into the car. Let's go. And really, that's just doing everything in reverse. We've slid the light in, we just need to do the two 10mm bolts at the top, the pop clips, and then the wiring into the cabin. Well, I think it's fair to say that with the new bumper light on, it looks a whole lot better than what it did before. Let's take a look. This is the car with the DRL on the bumper light. It looks so much better. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, hit like and subscribe for more BRZ videos, Volvo V50 videos, and our upcoming MX-5 videos.